Hi everybody. First of all, let me thank all my subscribers. Very kind of you to put yourself on the list. I hope that I will not disappoint you. Today I'm going to explore the theme, which is very serious theme on death and dying, and maybe life and living. So let me just read for you something at the beginning, hence my glasses. Our Father, who art in heaven, let me never forget that you do not always come to us wrapped in beauty, your face easily recognized. You will be present in what repels us, in what is inconvenient and annoying. Let me see your face and hear your voice in everyone I meet. In your mercy, replace my repugnance with your compassion. Let me embrace those from whom I wish to turn away, and now as the day ends and sleep approaches. It's a lovely little praying. And I think that this is exactly what is happening. We are called to be behaving in a way which is very unusual. We are facing epidemic. We are terrified. Things repel us. Things frighten us. Things puzzle us. We don't know we will have freedom to do it. A death is banging into our hearts. Maybe we don't want to hear that music, that there will be people dying, that maybe some of our friends or friends of friends or people who are in hospitals or already very unwell will be facing the final departure, and we have to keep them in our prayer all the time. But that's also something which is just one phase of death. Death actually is part of living. If you think that we are kind of die a bit every time we go to sleep, if we are lucky, we can be alive in our dreams, but we kind of fall into the oblivions. So this is something which we're supposed to be familiar with and used to. But so many of us kind of never thought about it, that death is part of living in every second of our life. For instance, we are bombarded nowadays with the fact that we are forever young. As I was preparing this talk, I looked up through the window and saw a bunch of girls, young ladies, doing their exercise. There was death around them, death leaves, death debris, death picture of neglect and sloth. There were 5 young ladies. There was no life in them. They were panting and exercising because they were told to do so. We got seduced when we are having no life in us by all sorts of things. I often think about it, how many of us, because we are frightened of death, are going to be having double life, for instance, or lie. Lying is so easily involved with not being able to die. Because you see, we all have to kind of die for our belief systems. We have to die for our ego. In a sense, as developmentalists, as I am a therapist, always say, we have to come from the omniscience and omnipotence of our throne of babyhood and teenagehood down to earth. And many of us don't want to do it. Hence you see us women are bothering about whether we look young. We are seduced by it. We don't want to die. We don't want to go through any rite of passage. We just want to look young. I tell you what, the surgeons and plastic surgeons are absolutely earning fortune now because of our refusal to die a bit, to change a bit. Death brings change. Death brings hope. Death brings a different situation. And if we're not prepared to face, we will be now terrified, because people who run away from themselves all their life would not be able to properly cope with the vicinity of death in such a number. And maybe, just maybe, on the reflection, we need to properly ponder, what do we do? Do we continue double life, as many often men do? Now, by the way, they won't be able to go and seek their lovers or second wives or God knows what, you see. Refusal to die. Why do you think so many men nowadays go for more and more younger and younger partners? As if they are internally embryonic, extremely young, undeveloped. All their energy go externally to gather whatever they could gather. But do they really face death? No, I doubt it. Because in a sense, psychologically, our ego have to face death every day. Death of our belief system that we grant, death of our faith that all will be well, death of the situation which you think you are secure and safe, and suddenly that's not the case. So dying assists us in living. Dying, in that sense, makes us, and it makes us better people. So we need to really, truly think about it. Is death necessary? Well, it's a law of nature, isn't it? Is death necessary every day? That's also is law of nature. Everything is law of nature. And law of spirit is that through the death we are born. Hence the spiritum contra naturam. What did that mean, the spiritum contra naturam? It means that we have to be willing to die, imagine. So there are all sorts of things which we can meditate upon with death. If we lose somebody suddenly, that's the most terrific, tragic death of the body, death of the person, death of everything. But if we are familiar, we can then cope with grief better. Otherwise, we can be overwhelmed and completely sink into depression for quite a long time and affect our body. We can also meditate whether we are not accepting the reality. So in a sense, yes, this is the time given to us of a tremendous struggle, whether we can cope with it, and tremendous invitation. Can we cope with death? And maybe, just maybe, we can become familiar with death. Maybe more comfortable inside our souls that death is part of life. And that's okay, because can we escape really? And when the children are small, that they don't think that way. But can we adults afford not to? And maybe then you see the industries of cosmetics and plastic surgeons would have less money earned, because we would not be so easily seduced to buy everything they suggest we do. Nowadays people come and you look at the women, and most of them look like Barbie dolls. There's no much difference between them. There's no natural beauty left. So there is a death of natural beauty. And remember, we are all God's work of art. So we can perfect that. So maybe, just maybe, we need to come back home to ourselves in a way that we accept who we are without fighting it. And that is dying for the fact that we will live forever. Let me just quote something. While man complicates his life, every other creature is busy enjoying it. We can hope for little more and in life than to learn how to live. So living well means dying well. So let's pray and say serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Bye for now.